Here. Today we have here an exemplary personality who with his utmost talent and skill is now touching the skies of success. Respected speaker of the day, Mr. Rohit Singh, credit risk analyst at Barclays, respected Dr. Tapan Kumar Nayak, Dean Academics, and our very honored Professor KP Kanchana and Dr. Vartika Chaturvedi, the faculty coordinators. A highly influential, performance-driven, effective manager, Mr. Rohit Singh stands strong with his glorious years of magnetic experience. Within a couple of years, Mr. Singh has managed to take upon several innumerable roles and has already spread his excellence across everywhere. Over these few years, he has had a dynamic career, taking up a lot of roles at such a prestigious organization, Barclays. He has also been associated with the infamous IDBI Bank. A combination of hard work, knowledge, and perseverance, it gives us immense pleasure to invite Mr. Rohit Singh, an alumnus of Jaipuria School of Business, Ghaziabad, for his pearls of wisdom on an interesting session, The Leap from Classroom to Boardroom, How to Bridge. I would like to now invite Mr. Rohit Singh.
Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is safe wherever you are in this critical time. It's a huge privilege for me to speak in front of you all today. I would like to thank the Institute who gave me this opportunity to speak in front. Few weeks back, the Institute got in touch with me and asked me whether I can take this session. The moment I heard, I got quite excited and felt privileged, and I agreed to take this session. The moment I agreed to it, the first thing came into my mind that I had to prepare myself for something that I never did before. So the first thing that I did was I started recalling my college days when I used to attend the guest lectures and the Alumnus Talks. And I didn't remember anything. And in a sense, it gave me expectations. So of course, that was not the inspiration for me, which I could use. So what I did that everybody does, I Googled and I got more than 400 results. And I had other things to do as well. So again, that wasn't the source which I could use. So what I did that was more sensible, I asked Kanchana ma'am, I asked my friends, I discussed with my colleagues and family members. The common refrain that I got from everyone is, why don't you speak about your learnings? Why don't you speak about your journey? So here I'll try to do the same today. So I'm working at Barclays as a credit risk analyst, where I have to do the risk assessment for the small medium enterprise, which is based in the United Kingdom. So we conduct the different financial analysis, we calculate different financial ratios, and we assess the risk associated with the particular business. And based on our decisions, the bank go ahead with making the decisions whether to take on board the particular business or not. So I'll tell you one example for the better understanding. So let's take an example. If we receive an application from McDonald's and they are planning to open their new store on some locations. So now our job is to make sure to look after the legality of that particular business in that particular location, look at all the aspects, all kinds of risk which is associated with the business, and then we make the decisions accordingly. Let me go back in the year when I joined college, when I joined campus, that was the year 2016. And something that I distinctly remember, that was my first lecture, and the subject was marketing management. And it was taken by Professor Manocha. The very first thing that he said, something that always rings the bell. The very first thing he said that students always remember one thing, that customer is king. When I joined Barclays in 2018, the very first day of my training, the very first thing that was told to me in the training room is that your client is your everything for you. As far as your client is happy with you, the organization is happy with you. So try to put yourself into the customer's shoes and think from their perspective and assist them accordingly. Of course, they are coming to you with some expectations. So it's your duty to make sure that they are going out from here with a smile on their face. I'm telling this to you not to tell you that customer is king. I'm telling this to you to tell you that there is a lot of knowledge, there is a lot of wisdom in our teachers and in our textbook. So, my piece of advice to you is that don't look at education just for the sake of marks, I must say, and try to believe that there is a lot of value which is being provided to you. Uh, I'm very fortunate to work with some real talents in the financial services space. And one thing that I find common in everyone is that deep earning to keep on learning. I'll tell you one story that happened in the year 2020. A new project was introduced, and it was introduced in Noida, that was all the way from the United Kingdom. And we as a team, we got this opportunity to establish the business. So it was the time that COVID hit very badly globally, and there were many business that were shattered. There were many industries that were impacted a lot, especially the traveling industry. And the real estate business, the real estate industry was one of the industry which was impacted very badly. So we are supposed to establish the mortgage business in India so that we can provide service to our clients who are based in the UK. And we had a very short span of time. So we took up the challenge, we worked on this, and in the normal days the training takes up to 6 months on particular mortgage business, but we as a team, we completed the training within 1 month, and we established the whole business within 6 months. As a result, it was recognized by the higher management. We got applauded by the higher management, and we got award for supporting the Barclays values, for motivating the employees. And the cherry on the cake was I got promoted as a credit risk analyst. So my request or my advice, if I call it that to you, was not only to respect what is being provided to you in the college. See if you can build a learning set of mind, because that is something that will help you to grow a lot in the corporate life. The second thing that I will share with you that I had in Jaipuria, let me talk about one of the key subject that we didn't pay attention to when we were students. That was organizational behavior. You know, being a commerce student, I went towards finance. Few of our friends went towards marketing, few went towards operations, and we used to have this kind of debate that which subject is more interesting, and we never came to a conclusion that which subject is more interesting. But on one ground where we all agreed upon that uh, the organizational behavior, maybe you call it today as managing organization or managing people, is of new use. Let me tell you, today we were plain wrong. We were stupid to believe that. Maybe you are technically very sound, but you can do nothing if you are not a good people manager. Maybe you are excel in your field. Maybe you'll become a top notch sales guy. Maybe you'll become a top notch financial analyst. If you don't know how to deal with people, you won't succeed. So managing people is very, very important in the corporate life. There is a reason why college gives you the opportunity. The college provides you a different opportunity to organize different college fest, the conclaves, be it different competition, so that you can learn these skills. So The technical knowledge and competence is important. However, ability to work with people is even more important. And that's what Obi taught us. So my second advice to you is that please understand that success comes from managing with people well. This is not the IQ which helps, it's your emotional intelligence which matters a lot more in the corporate world. My third learning in
Thank you, Rohit.
G-
Thank you for encouraging
okay.
students to study OB because this is my subject and you have really made it
All
important.
right.
Thank you.
Okay. I think someone is typing something in the chat box. I'm not sure. Uh, I'll definitely take the questions at the end of my speech. Okay, so my third learning in GSB was not inside the classroom, it was outside the classroom. We used to get, different assignments, be it teamwork together, be it working on the projects when we were in college. So our entire endeavor was to focus on the outcome, get an A. What I understand today is getting an A was not important. What was more important was the entire journey of doing that project work, the entire journey of doing that assignments together was more important. So in a corporate life, basically whenever the recruiters recruit, or basically when we look for any particular candidate, this is one of the most important skill that we look for is a team player, whether a particular candidate is a team player or not. You can never be an island in the corporate world. You have to work with people. As I said, you have to work with people, you have to work in a team if you really want to succeed. The fourth comment that I want to make, that I learned from my experience in the past 6 years, I must say, you see, you all are here, you all are successful academically, and I am pretty sure that you will keep on driving for success. The thing that you will learn with time, that success and failure are two sides of the same coin. The seed of one is planted in the other. You will get success when you go after something of which you are passionate about. You will get success if you follow your heart, if you follow your passion. When I joined college in the 2016, one thing I had in mind, that I had inclination towards finance, and there are more than, I must say, 10 diversification in finance. So I was more inclined towards risk management. And after working in the corporate for almost 1.5 years, I must say, I got promoted as a risk analyst. So still, I have got into the entry level. I'm way far behind from where I want to go. The one thing that I learned in the corporate, that it is okay to make mistake. Don't get afraid of making mistakes. And not learning from that mistake is not at all acceptable. So this is something that is acceptable in the corporates as well, that it's okay if you make a mistake, but you need to make sure that you are not repeating the same mistake again. Try to learn from your mistake. And that is something that will help you a lot to grow in life. Uh, Let me tell you the last bit of advice. You see, you all are successful, you have done so well, that's why you all are here, and it's very natural for us, for all of us, to feel proud. Please remember one thing: don't let that get away, don't let that carried away with pride. The only risk to your success is your ego. We being a management students, we are known for our ego, and the only thing that will come in our way to our success is our ego. So if possible, keep watch on your own ego. don't let that get away. Don't let that become higher than what you are. So that's my few bit of advice. Build a learning mindset. And there are times when you will get different assignments, and when you will get a project on the same day, you have to give a test as well. Don't get afraid of that, because that is a kind of training that will train you to enhance your multitasking skills. That is something that will help you a lot to grow in the college and the corporates as well. And try to work in a team, focus on a teamwork. And last but not the least, I must say, work on your communication skills, because that is something that will also help you a lot, because there are so many things that are being taught in the communication class, be it the email etiquette. So even if today, if I write any email to my vice president, to my director, I still remember that the college helped me a lot to build these skills, to build, to help me to learn these etiquettes. That's why I am here. That's all I have from my end today, and I'll welcome the questions now. Thank you so much for listening to me patiently.
Okay, so I'll ask students if they have the question, they can unmute themselves, switch on their video, and they can directly ask questions. Or otherwise, they can put in the chat box. Rohit, the first question has come from Anirudh. He's asking to give an insight about how academics is different to the practically working in an organization.
Well, academics is something, so there are so many technicalities. So let me tell you that I'll give you example from my field. Then I always had inclination towards risk management. Okay. And there is a topic which is called ratio analysis and the financial analysis. So when I was in MBA, I learned something. I learned about how we project the different financials, how we work on the different ratios, and how we take out the different risks. So that is something that helped me where I am today in an organization. So in this way, the academics help you to grow in the corporates.
Any other question you want to put?
Yes, sir. Good
Yeah.
afternoon, sir. Sir, like while opting finance as a domain, is it
Mhm.
necessary to have mathematical background in 11th and 12th?
No, it's not like that. So frankly speaking, I opted for commerce, and I didn't have maths as my background as an option. Instead of choosing maths, I chose computer science. So, but you need to make sure that you need to have your analytical skills with you, because today is the time also I'm preparing for something where I have to uh, learn, where I have to study few bit of topics which is related to maths, which are 11th and 12th. So it's not necessary to opt for maths. However, math will play an important role in your career growth, be it finance, be it marketing.
Okay, thank you,
So
sir.
today also, I'll just tell you an example. So when we were in college, we used to have it was the class was for the maths was taken by NK Gupta sir, and he used to teach us hypothesis testing. So hypothesis testing is one of the most, the important key topic that is being practiced a lot in the financial market in managing the risk. So math does play an important role. So whatever education, whatever study you get in the MBA, make sure you go ahead with that. Don't miss out any topics, whatever being taught to you.
Okay, sir.
Anybody else want to ask? Yeah, Priya Gupta has said, she's asking what kind of skills I need to get to be a risk analyst and how can I prepare myself for it, Rohit?
Well, uh, I would say that try to look at the value, try to learn the value which is being provided to you in the college. Okay, try to look at the basics which are given in the books, because those are the things that definitely organization look for if you get into the risk assessment. Of course, the organization look for your analytical skills, your critical thinking skills. There is a reason why college, gives you the opportunity to organize different fests, because that is something that will enhance your critical thinking skills. There is a reason why you get different projects, so that you can work on those projects all by yourself, that will enhance your analytical skills. So these are the few key skills that we look for in the risk assessment domain.
There's another
I have one
question.
question.
Yeah, Akshay.
Sir, sir, good afternoon, very first.
Hi Akshat.
Sir, I have a one question. I want to ask
Yeah.
how can we differentiate our short-term and long-term targets to the things which we aspire or which we wish to aspire?
Okay,
How should we
so I'll
differentiate
give
our
you
short-term targets and long-term targets? Yes, sir.
okay, if that okay, if you could please repeat the question for me.
So how should we differentiate short-term targets and long-term targets?
Okay, I'll help you with the real life example, okay, that I have with me, that is related to my job. So one thing I was always clear about, that I have to get into the risk management. However, that was my short term goal when I joined Barclays. And I want to do the risk assessment in the financial market. That is my long-term goal. Okay. So somehow I must say I might have achieved my short-term goal, that I got into the risk management domain. However, I am way far behind from the long-term goal, which I'm still preparing for. So this is how you will, you need to make a plan, that how you will go ahead with that. When I joined Barclays, I joined as I joined in operations as an advisor, where I have to speak face to face with the customers. Okay. So that, of course, that was not which I was looking for. I was looking for something else. But you need to figure out your ladder, that how you will go ahead to achieve your short term goal. As soon as you will achieve your short term goal, you will be able to figure out easily that how you are going to achieve your long term goal.
Yeah, that's
Okay, sir.
great.
I have
Rohit,
I have
Akshay,
clear.
now I think your question has been answered.
Ma'am, yes.
Okay. So another question, Rohit, again came from Anirudh. He's asking, can you elaborate about the work culture of Barclays in comparison to other banking institutions in India?
Uh, See, it's been more than 3.5 3 years since I'm working with Barclays. We cannot, compare the work culture, because every different companies have a different work culture. So if I tell you that we don't have a work culture of working with by calling someone sir or ma'am, right? We have a work culture by calling with their name. So in the UK, if you call someone sir or ma'am, the people might feel offended. But here in India, we have a culture of calling sir or ma'am. So we cannot compare the work culture with one another, because every different organization have a different work culture, and it is good in a way. Do we have any questions?
Yeah, there is another question. It has come from Rizwan. Like, how often does a company refresh its assessment of the top risks?
Okay. So, it depends on the scenario. It depends on the situations, because nobody thought that something like this a pandemic is going to hit the world globally. So we never thought that environment risk is something which is going to be considered. Now, the moment the COVID hit everyone, we got to know we are supposed to be trained on the environment risk as well. We have to consider the environmental risk also as the one of the prospect. So we don't have any like specified time scale. It could be monthly, it could be weekly. You cannot expect anything. Anything can happen anytime. So be ready for the change whenever you get any kind of change, because this pandemic has taught everyone a lot, and I hope everyone is already learning from it. So that's what I will tell.
Okay. There's, yeah, Shiny, you want to ask?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, sir, I was planning to take my domain as HR. So I really want to ask that how the knowledge of finance will affect my domain and how much should I concentrate the subject so that it can help in my domain as well, because somehow it is related to every stream that we study. So like what can I do to be excel in my field and as well as gather the knowledge of the subject as well?
uh, well, focus on the basics which is being provided to you in the college. Focus on different activities which is being provided to your college. Well, I don't have much knowledge about HR. However, I'm happy to take this your question, and I'll share my email address with Kanchana ma'am, and I'm happy to get back to you with, after doing some research, I'm happy to get back to you with some answers.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
There's another question from Abhishek Pandey, and he's asking, you are currently working as an analyst. Can you please clear the myths about the preferences given to the BTech students in jobs as compared to other streams in business analysis?
Well, we cannot compare anyone, like, because the BTech students are master in their own field, you know, and the commerce graduates are master in their own fields. So we cannot compare. And so if suppose you are being a BTech student and you're going for an interview in an organization, for some IT organization, so of course there are some certain skills that they will look for. And if you are a finance guy, if you're going, suppose you're coming to Barclays to give the interview, so there are some different skills. Of course, they are not expecting the skills of a BTech student in you, but there are some other different skills that they expect to have within you, which I already told in my speech. So we cannot compare, the every different field with everyone. As I told in speech, that we never agreed to to a statement that which is more interesting, or which is more likable to do. So each and every field is like master in their own trade, I must say.
So actually, yes, Abhishek, there is some echo coming from your side. But still right, your question, Abhishek. Hello. Yes.
Yeah. Hi, Abhishek.
So good afternoon, sir. So actually, I wanted to say that after job, when you want to switch the job, it's very complicated. I have heard from a source that it's very tough to find a job after, as compared to other BTech students. They will get the preference there when we have to switch the job.
Well, it depends that of which field you are opting for. Okay, because today the market is very competitive. Today, every year more than 1 million students, the country gives more than 1 million fresh students a graduate. So you need to have a certain kind of skills. You need to work on your communication skills, analytical skills. you need to prove yourself that how you are different from others. So that's why there are a lot of, apart from the uh, management curriculum, the college offers you different courses like doing masters and doing Excel in the MS Word, doing Excel in the MS Excel. So these are the, the few skills that organization look for, and these are the skills that will make you different from others, and you might get preference when you go for the interview. That's all what I can say.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Hi, Rohit. This is like the academics.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I cannot hear you.
Am I audible, Rohit?
Thank
you, sir. Rohit, am I audible?
Okay.
Hi,
Yeah,
can
the
you hear me?
voice is quite low. However, I'll manage to.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was saying that, I mean, it's good to have you on board. I mean, I can say rather, it's like welcome home, though it is virtual. But I think students might be getting motivated by seeing you, and of course, you have answered their queries quite well. I mean, some of the realistic answers you have given to them, right? And the basic purpose of holding the alumnus talk, the alumni talk series at JSP Ghaziabad is that, I mean, the students, they need to see their alumni where they are. I mean, for example, they can see Rohit, I mean, 6 years down the line where they see themselves. Okay, and we're really proud of you, Rohit, that you are connecting with us, and I'll request you that to be connected with us, Professor Kanchana and Professor Bhartika. So both will be in touch with all the alumni, in fact. So we have
Definitely.
planned to have an alumni meet, but we are planning it maybe in the month of January or February. We'll do it, right? But I think
Yeah.
I mean, from an institutional point of view, the alumni are the real assets, right? I mean, the way the alumni can connect with the students, I think it may not be possible with other corporate leaders. I mean, there may be, but yes, I mean, the root is the alumni, which we believe. And thank you so much that you had a very crystal clear approach. I mean, 5-6 lessons which you have given to students. I'm sure it is going to help them to build their career.
Thank you.
Right. So thank you, Kanchana. Thank you, Dr. Bhartika. I mean, bringing Rohit on board, and I'm sure students are going wiser out of this particular session.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, Riya, you have some question. Thank you so much, sir.
No, ma'am.
Okay, Rohit, like these are the first year students and they have come into second trimester now. So they have just started their journey in the professional course. So what suggestions you would like to give on the basis of your experience, like the mistakes that you have done, the wise decisions that you have taken while shaping your career, so that they follow your path and at least could see them, like try to imbibe such qualities so that they can even they climb the ladder of success. So what guidance you would like apart from the academics, because this is what we actually say every time, that you have to build up on your basics because that is very important in the communication skills. But what experiential knowledge you would like to share with them so that they can imbibe those?
Well, I must say that apart from academics, you must look for the certain other extra course that college provides you, be it the data analytics. When we were in college, and it was at the time when Dr. N.K. Gupta sir used to tell us that data analytics have a very much potential, and today is the day we realize that yes, it has, data is everything today. So whatever the college gives you the opportunity to do the extra course apart from your MBA curriculum, try to grab those opportunities. Whenever college gives you the opportunity to organize any kind of cultural fest or organize any kind of conference, try to take those opportunity, because those opportunity will help you a lot to enhance your certain skills, that will help you a lot to build your confidence. This is all I can say, because I would say these, when I was in college, in the year 2016-18, those were the best days of my life. Okay, I enjoyed each and every moment of my college. I i was never that much studious guy. If you look at my academics, it was not that, you know uh, it was not that like it will give you the impression. So I was more inclined towards doing co-curricular activities, organizing different fests, coordinating different conferences. And as a result, it helped me a lot, and it is still helping me a lot to grow in the corporate world. So I'll tell you, first thing, focus on your studies, focus on whatever is being taught to you, focus on the value whatever being is given to you in the college. Also focus on the curricular activities as well. And the other thing that I'll tell you, enjoy the time outside the class. Okay, please have fun. Of course, it's a tough course. It's one of the most competitive course today. So please have fun. Unless and until you won't have fun, you won't enjoy that much. I had a lot of fun during my time. That's the reason I enjoyed the 2 years during my course curriculum. That's all I can say from my end.
Great, Rohit, because if you enjoy your time, then only the creativity and innovation and the different, critical thinking, you start developing those skills. Because when you
Yeah.
enjoy that, then only such type of skills are being developed.
Yes.
Okay, students, like he's your senior and you ask so many questions. If you have any doubt in your mind, you want to ask anything which can help you in building and shaping your career, you can put question to him. So there is the language is not a barrier for you. You can ask him in Hindi as well if you
Yes, of course.
hitch. Yeah.
Of course.
Anybody.
Okay, ma'am, is that okay if I can take this? If I can share my email address with you, and you can take this question. I'd be happy to share my insights, whatever query they have.
Sure. So anything that you have learned, Rohit, out of the mistakes that you have done, and which you suggest that they should not do such mistakes, like any suggestions that you want to give? The three mistakes of my life. So any mistake of your life which you don't want your juniors to continue with that.
Well, I would say that don't, whatever subject is being taught to you, don't take it lightly, because each and every subject in the MBA curriculum, it plays a very important role. You will not realize when you are in your college. You will realize this thing when you will get into your corporate life. That's all what I can say.
This unprecedented time, Rohit, when during this pandemic, when every corporate, they are believing in cutting down their costs by removing the head count from their corporates. So what suggestions or what would you like to say, like how the students need to develop themselves so that on the basis of the requirement of the corporate, like what type of skill set now they are seeking in an employee or in an aspirant? Whether you can talk about the soft skills or the technical skills that they are seeking. May not be confined to the finance sector, but other sectors also. What do they want?
Well, being working for almost 3 years, I have quite a bit of experience in the financial field. However, I'm happy to do some more research on this you have asked, and I'm happy to revert you if you could send me this query on the email. I would be the happiest person to revert you on this. I don't want to give any false impression to anyone. So I don't have much research on the different fields.
Okay, from your field, like any certification courses that you would suggest to the students, or anything extra that need to develop apart from academics?
Well, yes, because of course there are a million of students who are getting graduates. There are a million of MBAs who are getting graduates every year. So there are many, certain courses which you get free of cost in the internet. So let's take an example. If it's a marketing, then it's a marketing research, the marketing analytics, and if it's an HR, there are different courses that are being offered in the internet which is free of cost. And if a finance, when I did my MBA, during my MBA time, there was a few courses that I opted to do, which was free of cost. That was one of them is that was a foundation course in the financial market. And currently I'm pursuing one of the course which is the financial risk management, which is associated with an organization which is based in the London. So these are the few certain things, certain extra course that you need to do. Try to uh, do one course. Well, MS Excel, I must talk about. MS Excel is something, is one of the most important thing that is required in each and every field. Okay, so try to do, because of course that is not chargeable at all. That is available free of cost on the LinkedIn learnings and on the different websites as well. So that's what I would say from my end.
Okay. Any more questions from the student side? Anything you want to ask?
So what was your second domain?
That was marketing.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I want to ask a question from Rohit.
Mhm.
Rohit, I want to make my career in finance field, but is this
Mhm.
necessary to get knowledge about the share market also if I want to go in a finance field?
No, it is not necessary, that I must say, but you should have basic knowledge. Being a finance guy, every corporate expects you to have at least a knowledge what it all going in the market, what is happening with the company. So you should have to be a, you should be aware of what is currently happening in the country related to the business. So if you really want to get into, because if you get into the financial market field, it's so much diversified. Okay, so it's very much diversified. So it's not compulsory that you should be excel in having knowledge in the financial market field. However, you should have the basic knowledge of every field, that what exactly is going in the market, what is the situation as compared to the market. That's what I must say.
Okay, and as you are working as a credit risk analyst, right? So
Mhm.
it is all about the marketing investment or something else?
So it's all about the business that we take on board. It's about the loans that we provide to different business. It's about the payment gateways that we provide to business. It's not only restricted to the investments, it's restricted, it's about the products that the different business use, the different kinds of loan that the product takes from bank.
Okay, can you please little bit explain about like how it is different than a share market or investment department?
uh, okay, so I'll give you one like live example. So let's say we have a company, and we we got a task to do the risk assessment, because they want a certain kind of loan from us, be it a working capital loan or be it a long-term loan. So what we do over there is that we look at the business financials. Okay, we look at their last 5 years of financial, we look at their performance, that how they are performing. But if we have to invest in that particular business, okay, if we have to purchase some stake from that business, then we consider all kind of risk, be it the financial risk, be it the market risk, be it the operational risk, be it the environmental risk related to the business. So if they take a particular product from the bank, it is restricted to the financial risk that we go ahead. But if we invest in any business, we look at all kind of aspect, we look at all kind of risk which is associated with the business, and then we make the decisions accordingly.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Rohit. Or could you please clear doubt of my mind? So I wanna ask: is this a myth or a true statement? Like everyone says in my class, or sometimes my around the people of my like, if you are going in finance department, you have to do sale at least 2 months. Sorry, 2 years. So is this really true? Like I have to go in a sales department first, then I can make my career in like finance department. So how can you explain this?
No, it's not like that. It's just a myth. I must say that if you want to get into finance, you really want to go ahead first by making the sales. If I take my example, Barclays don't operate in India, and they don't have any sales business that we operate from India in the UK. Okay, so it's depend on you. It depends on you that how you take the opportunity, how you're trying to climb the ladder. So it's just a myth that you have to do your first 2 years sales, because sales is something that's a totally different field. Okay, that comes under, that's would be that, if I call it, that might be the part of marketing, if I say. So it's just a myth. Okay, so try to work on doing different courses related to finance, and that will help you a lot to get the finance domain.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Rohit. You clear my lots of doubts. Thank you.
Any more question? Anybody else who wants to ask a question? So the direct question from my side to you, Rohit, like what skills are required if students they really want to join Barclay? So where they should improve themselves in finance, because that is very much related to finance, Barclays Bank. So
Okay.
what Barclays seeks from the aspirant?
Well, there are certain skills that generally the organization look for. The first one is, as I said in my speech, it's the teamwork, whether you will be able to work in a team or not. The other one is the critical thinking ability. They will assess you on the basis of that, how far your thinking can go. You will get a situation and you might need to provide what you can do under this situation. This is what the critical ability. The another thing is that will help you a lot, that will be your quantitative analysis, that how you take the situation, how you think over the situations, if a certain data is given to you, how your analytical skills work on the particular field. And the other thing that they will look for, as I said, it's the people management, how you manage people. So these are the certain skills that generally every organization, every industry look for.
So what is their selection process? Like how do they recruit the candidate? How do they go?
Well, I am not sure about because depending on the selection, it keeps on changing from time to time. So when I got the opportunity to give the interview for Barclays, so I'll try to share my experience when I gave my interview. So there were total 5 rounds, not five, I must say it was 4. So the first one was about the introduction. We were talking about our CVs. Then the second round was about the communication. So they were assessing us on the basis of our communication. Third round was about the critical thinking ability. that they were giving us different situations, then how we can think, how we can respond on this particular situation if we faced. And the last one was the formal, again, it was a blend of the critical thinking and the analytical skills as well. So these were the rounds that I faced. And of course, try to, I must suggest to the students as well, try to solve, try to work on your reasoning abilities as well, because that will help you a lot to get into corporates. That will help you a lot in the, whenever you go for an interview, that will help you a lot to climb a little bit of ladders of getting selected. That's what I can say.
Do they have aptitude test as well?
Yes, well, it depends. Every organization, every different organization have a different kind of aptitude test. So of course, be it marketing, be it sales. So
Anurag,
I'll
mute
tell
yourself.
you.
Anurag, mute yourself. Just one sec, Rohit. Anurag, can you mute yourself? Mute yourself, Anurag. I request students to please maintain the decorum. Yeah, I'm so sorry, Rohit. Yeah, please.
So we were talking about the aptitude test. Well, every different organization do the aptitude test. Well, it depends upon the situation. It depends upon the time. So when we were in college, when the Asian Paints, we came to our college to do the campus recruitment, and the first round was that, of course, the profile was sales. However, the first round was the analytical ability. That was the written test that they looked. So it depends from different organization. They have a different kind of rounds, and it's not definite to, it's not restricted to that. No, it's only 5 rounds that is going to happen. It depends on the situation. It depends on the number of candidates.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Rohit. Any more questions you would like to ask?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Priyanshi.
So how could you handle stress and pressure when you was a student?
Well, as I said, try to have fun. Okay. And whenever we feel stressed, we try to, either we try to shout, and either we try to, just bang our hands on the table. So don't do that whenever you feel stress. The best stress management that you will learn, the best example of stress management that I will said to you is Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Whenever he felt stress, he was circulating the whole stress on his bat and ball. Okay. So my piece of advice to you is try to, direct your stress in the right direction. That's what I can tell it to you. And that's even what I do as well. Whenever I feel stress, I try to, just get away with the particular things due to which I'm getting stressed. I try to involve my mind in something else so that I might feel comfortable. So if be it in current day, how I do this stress, how I manage my stress related to my work. So I manage my stress. I take out my stress in my gym. So this is how you are also supposed to manage your stress. That's all I can say.
Any more questions?
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Anybody else who wants to ask anything from Rohit?
Sorry to interrupt, ma'am. Well, I have my meetings in few minutes.
I know.
So
it's almost
I
the
might
time
need to
is
go.
yeah.
So
just
I'm happy to take up the questions. I'll share my email address.
Rhythm, can you mute yourself? Yes. Yeah.
I'll share my email address with
Sure,
you.
sure,
I have
sure.
already shared my LinkedIn. These students can add me on LinkedIn and they can ask whatever query they have. I would be happy to assist them.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Rohit. You all are treasure for us, and nobody can give better knowledge and guidance to the juniors as their seniors can, because they are giving them from out of their own experience. So once again, I would thank you for sparing your time and talking to your juniors and guiding them in the right way, because it was all the practical knowledge that you are giving to them. And I hope that we all will be connected. And whenever our students require you, you all are there to support them.
Definitely,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Whatever kind of assistance they need, we are happy to assist them.
Thank you so much, Rohit. Thanks for coming. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for your time, ma'am. Thanks for hearing me out patiently.
Thank you. Our
Thank you.
privilege. Thank you.
Thank you all, guys. Be safe, everyone.